Hello, welcome back to another live watch party. Thank you everyone for coming in. Whether you're here live or on the replay, thank you for coming in. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about. It's been a busy week. Disney has been a disaster, but also a lot of just Cobra Kai news, stuff coming out in Cobra Kai. Hey, Jim Tim, thank you for coming in. What's up? John, Josh, and Hayden have been on the picket lines, as we know, for the writer's strike. So that is still ongoing. They brought pretzels. Pretzels to the writer's strike. Many of us had to be there, which was unfortunate. But yeah, they were there during the writer's strike. No progress on that either. I'm not even sure if they're in negotiations. In regards to the writer's strike, it seems to me like maybe they're not even talking. They're just waiting until someone budges to come back to discussions. So I may have a full video on the writer's strike eventually. Basically, what I think it's gonna probably go till July, and wrap up sometime in July. Basically, I think what happens is like we go here, and I think this is John's Twitter. Yeah, they were like interviewed here by Deadline.
Osberg, and I'm Josh Shield, and we are the creators of Cobra Kai. And it sucks because we should be shooting Cobra Kai right now, but we're not because there's a strike out.
We were supposed to go into production the day that the strike began. We went to Atlanta. We were visiting the set the day before. As soon as the strike was called, we flew back, and we've been on strike ever since.
So, but is there a good reason for this? I mean.
Anyway, yeah, that's there. That's on Twitter. That's them on the line just being interviewed. A lot of yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of interviews and stuff being there. So they were there. Let me see. John posted a picture of it. I thought. Was it here or was it on Instagram? Oh, here. I thought he had a there. Yeah. So I guess they brought this in. It would have been nice to be there, grab a pretzel. Hey. But anyway, yeah. So that's what's going on. Anyway, I think this is going until July. Why do you think strike will end in July? That's a good question. Basically because the Writers Guild, their contract ended on May 1st. But the Directors Guild, their contract is ending. And the Actors Guild, the Screen Actors Guild, their contract is ending at the end of June or something. I think one of them's middle of June, one's the end of June or something. And especially the actors, but maybe even some of the directors, some of their issues are overlapped. Not all of them, but some of them. Specifically in regards to the residuals, like the money, basically the money part of it is something that there is a lot of overlap, and they're all going to be looking for essentially the same or similar deals as the writers. So basically what happens is everyone wants the same thing. Eventually the studios will give in, and that's why I've said before in last week, I think I think they'll get the residuals. I think they'll get most of what they're looking for in terms of residuals. But that's where was I? Sorry. They'll get that. So basically, and then what'll happen is the studios, they'll make the deal with the directors. They'll make a deal with SAG. Actually, you can't see it. But like some of this, like they'll make a deal with SAG, and eventually, like after they make a deal with everyone else, they'll be looking for something similar. Basically, eventually the WGA will give in, and they'll get a deal because they'll get something similar to what the actors got and what the directors got. But it's also partially why I think they don't get everything they wanted, specifically like the number of writers on set and such. It's kind of getting into the minute details of it, but like those some of those details, they may not get them all, but they'll get like the biggest things, and then that'll be enough. So they'll get the residuals and the money part, which is what they're looking for, because it's also what the actors are going to want and maybe the directors. Let me look here. Eva, love your channel. Thank you. Bonsai. Melissa's talking to Lisa there. Why do we not have Lois Lane join the strike? Yeah. Is this? We had a new member who retracted. I don't know what that was. Robert, was that you? Robert, it came up as a new member. We'll probably do a members meetup this next coming weekend for May. We need to meet up for May, guys. So channel members, be ready. We'll do that this coming weekend as I'm looking at the calendar. Melissa asks, do you think that we will get season 6 released when they always planned it, or do you think it will be delayed if the strike does end in July? Well, obviously that's hard to ask because we don't know when they planned it. Or I can't answer that because, of course, I don't know when it was planned. So it just depends on when they had it planned. It's certainly possible there will be no change in their schedule, which I think Netflix will probably want to avoid any change in their schedule. That's just sort of like a business. They have their schedule planned out over a year ahead of time. They're planning everything out. So we'll just have to wait and see. Here, see, this is where John's like, the WGA is ready to strike together. So that's partially why I think it ends in July. Because if the actors want at least some of the same things, obviously there's different issues for the two groups, but the big one that they're similar about is, things like residuals, I think. So they'll get together and so basically, basically what I think happens is the actors get what they want first. So the actors agree, and then there becomes more pressure on the WGA when everyone else got their deals. Why aren't you agreeing? But I think the WGA gets the biggest thing. So like I've said, specifically stuff like residuals and stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, did it retract? Yeah, it did. I don't know why, if pushed a button or something or other. I don't know what happened. Because it says message retracted. Do you think Jasmine and Moon will be in it? In what? Have you seen some of the theories for season 6? Well, if any of the good theories probably came from me. If there's bad theories out there, I don't know. But I've certainly seen the good theories because I'm the one who made them. Hola, watch buddies. Hola, back to you. Mute Morales. I'm not sure how to say your first name, Morales. But thank you for coming in. Who do you think was the best Lois Lane? Yeah, that's kind of a hard question for me. Partially because I don't really know. Like I'm not a big DC guy or a big Superman guy. It's like, yeah, I know Superman a little, but like, I never read the comic books, so I know nothing from the comics. I mostly just know from movies or TV. Like a younger DC character. Here, let me guys show you. I put out a short and I put it on Twitter too. My wonderful channel here. Hold on. So we go to shorts. But I want to say the reason I put this here, is because I wanted you guys to see the source of all those rumors. Every article you ever saw, everyone said this was the source that everyone was basing it on. So go ahead and let's just watch this.
Something that you've been hearing that might be in the mix on the Lois Lane side of things. Anything you've heard in the wind that might be in the mix? Because the Forrest Kit mentioned.
There were two names that someone threw there to me.
Okay.
One I didn't really see it. It was the girl on Cobra Kai, her name.
Oh my God, Peyton List?
No, Mouse, something Mouse.
Oh,
Mary Mouser.
Oh, the daughter of no. Just stop talking.
Yeah. No, I was like, she seems very young, but apparently she's not.
Apparently she's not. That's what he says. So every article you saw, Mary Mouser auditioned for Lois Lane. Well, that's the source. And what you got to realize is what he was saying there. He didn't actually say she even auditioned for Lois Lane. What he really said is like who this guy sits around and like talks to some like agents or managers, like talent managers. Like he's not talking to anyone at DC. He's not talking to James Gunn or anyone at DC or Warner Brothers. He's just trying to like talk and like the agents and managers maybe tell him a little bit about like what's going on at the agency, who's casting or something. And then even then he says like the names, someone threw out two names. That's like what he said. That's actually what he said. If you listen, he's like a guy, like a guy threw out two names to me. And one of them was Mary, and the other one was I don't even remember. We have to go back. But he didn't even say like she didn't audition, she auditioned, and so people are taking that and just running with it. It's just like some guy was sitting at Starbucks with him and like threw out the name. Well, maybe there's these two, her, and then it's like, and the people saying these names are people who have no connection to the film actually. So that's why I put this out, because I think it got like a little carried away. For what it's worth. Yeah. And he's like, oh, she seems too young, which actually, if you read comments, everyone's like, oh, she's too young. And she's 27. But one of the interesting things actually is, in fact, even earlier in this interview, in this thing here, when he was talking about Lois Lane and some other actors who were being considered, some actresses, like one woman was like 33 or something, and they're like, well, maybe she's too old. They were thinking maybe she's too old, partially because the reason she was too old is because the movie's not going to shoot for another year, and then they're planning to be they want a character for like 10 years, right? So they're for multiple movies across like their franchise for 10 plus years. So they didn't want to go too old. And weirdly, in that case, being a little bit younger, or at least looking a little younger, seems to be an advantage. And of course, this guy, he doesn't have the intelligence to realize he's kind of contradicting himself in the same interview, where he's like, well, that woman's just too old. They need someone for 10 years. And then like, well, Mary, she's too young. I don't know. These guys aren't smart. It's mostly bullshit. Most of this is just bullshit. This guy just talks to like other reporters and talks to like a couple agents or something. And it's just like, yeah, they threw these names out. These names are getting thrown out. For what it's worth, I went and I asked the Cobra guys. They're big DC guys. So I wanted to know what they thought. And this, confidence, competent wit. She might be a little young, but I have no doubt Mary could pull it off. Yeah, it depends on, I guess, the iteration. But then James Gunn tweeted this. So James Gunn had said this bullshit DC rumors. Don't believe anything unless it's coming from me. Yeah, Peter. And the reason he says that, it's like that guy I was just showing you who was saying all that. he doesn't actually know. He's just like talking to agents. Like he's just hanging out with like an agent at an agency or a manager of some talent who like knew or are just sort of bullshitting and just sort of saying stuff. You know, a lot of it is just sort of bullshit. You know, there's nothing to it. It's just sort of like people speculating, but then they take their own speculation and act like this is what's actually happening. You know, you can speculate all you want. You can sit there and imagine all you want, but like that doesn't mean your speculation is actually what's being considered. But that's the way people treat it. Like these people sit around and are speculating and thinking about what is what. But then it gets reported on as fact. And this is what James Gunn is responding. You know, people are reporting on these rumors and shit, but it's all just bullshit. So, where was I? Yeah. Calling shit out. So it's a lot of nonsense. 100 rumors, one of it's half true. Be funny if the one that's half true is Mary, but the one thing that they did seem to say, which I guess is like, you know, if they're going through this casting or whatever, almost everyone is being considered. Like everyone in Hollywood is being considered, especially because apparently James Gunn likes to cast a wide net. You know, he's not someone that just looks at a couple people. He wants to see everyone. I don't know. That could be more bullshit. What do I know? But that's that. Disrespect for Mary's. Yeah, it's interesting. No one seems to get on board that idea. You know, something that could work in Mary's favor, like it's just like a little bit of a questionable thing, is Mary's kind of short, and it depends on who they cast as Superman. Superman's generally been pretty tall. Kristen Reeves was like 6'5". You know, I think Henry Cavill is like 6'2", and he was one of the shorter ones. But like if they find a Superman who's a little bit shorter, like 6 feet or something, like it helps them to have like a Lois Lane who's shorter still. Like so you know, your Superman can be tall in comparison. You know, we'll see, but maybe just Mary being a little short will work for her advantage. Lois and Clark. I never really watched that. I never watched Smallville. There's like a Superman show going right now. I watched the first episode, which is decent, but that's wait for something. Or did the sound cut out? I hope the sound didn't cut out. Doesn't look like it. Give me your ideas of what you want to see in a season if the show ends on a cliffhanger. Yes, in a minute. It's not a highly likely source. Yeah, I don't know. That's the problem. We don't really know. Like I said, as what the guy even is like, he's just talking to people and then they're throwing names out. But like the people as possibilities, but like, are they throwing names out because they actually know she was being considered, or are they just sort of throwing the names out of any actress in Hollywood who's in that age range, which is like what really sounds like is going on. Tony Sellers guy? I don't even know who you're talking about. Where Wish Mary luck? Yeah, I mean, I think she could do it. I think it just depends on what Lois Lane they have in mind. Writer's strike will end. Like I said, I think July. Everything gets back on schedule. Everything gets back on schedule in July. Yeah. You can be surprised. You never know. I thought Ben Affleck did a good job as Batman. Was never really into the Snyder-verse or any of that, and I thought, oh my goodness, when they announced Ben Affleck as Batman, but I thought that was actually kind of good. That's what I thought. Anyway, Ben Affleck. So who knows? Going after people. Yeah. People just look for attention, basically. Sound is good. Thank you. Yeah, I have a different cord on the microphone, which seemed to work when we recorded the podcast. So I think whatever I had a new cord that connected my microphone to the computer, and it seemed to be bad. It kept going out after like 30 minutes or something, and I don't know why, but that's that. Yeah. It'd be funny if we have Sholo as Blue Beetle, Mary here as Lois Lane, and people have been going crazy about Tanner as the new Robin to play Robin. They could all be in it again. Ben Affleck did play a good Batman. Yeah, I think he did. It's a shame he didn't get a full-on Batman movie, but whatever. I think the Snyderverse was not very good. Not well planned, executed. I think Warner Brothers was probably a big source of that problem. Did Terry Silver pay off the reffing? I was working on an idea at one point that the refs were paid off in almost every All Valley we've ever seen, except maybe season 1 of Cobra Kai. But in every other All Valley, the refs have always been paid off. I have a theory about that. I don't think that's intentional from the writers, but I do think that the writers are you could kind of make an argument and have fun thinking that the refs have always been paid off. What's the other rumor? Oh, that's right. The other rumor, maybe season 7 or a long season 6. Did everyone see that video? Oh shoot. No. I should have put it. The most recent video. I have some more information, by the way. So I hope to have a new video out tomorrow, with even more definitive answer on what's the outlook like, because I think I have the answer, so I will give it to you. I would have liked to have the video out today. It's just I was kind of figuring it out last night and had to go to bed and then do some stuff this morning, so I wasn't ready to work on it. But I will get a video out soon. Make sure you're subscribed. That will let us know the answer. Season 7, longer season 6. What are we looking at? All the refs work for Silver. Well, yeah, that would be it. You would have to say Pat Johnson was paid off. And I don't think we would say Pat Johnson was paid off. But it's certainly, you could kind of like make an argument on why it was like that. Warning for pulling a switchblade. When do you think the spinoffs will arrive? Maybe 2025. Dugan comes back. Maybe via Kreese in the army or something. That's the most reasonable way. The only other option I would see is something through the Alpha Elite. I love the idea of the Alpha Elite coming to West Valley High. So something like that. The Alpha Elite. Well, the theory was they were trying to have it end with a surprise. I mean, that would be the point. I was the first one to directly report on it. I mean, Amy's the one who had the info. She was at the con and recorded it. But I didn't speculate much on who would be in the fight. I just felt like I don't know what to I don't know. I think Drew was speculating Hector Salazar, but that doesn't make any sense. I think at least one of them has Johnny. That's the most I could say. So like one of them has Johnny, and then I'll think about it a little bit more, but who's he fighting? I don't know. Season 2, well, that's not written yet, right? So that is going to be on hiatus, at least some, because of the writer's strike. So I don't know. It's possible late next year, I guess. But probably not before that. Mid to late next year. How many episodes? They didn't even do 10 episodes, did they? So a spinoff or an extended season 6, yes, that makes definitely a lot of sense. I think that's possible. I'll have a more definitive answer for you hopefully tomorrow. No, I don't think it involves Hector at all. I don't know. Like it just feels too random for Hector to be showing up right that. He like just look at what he wrote. He finds out that Miguel's his son. How? Like he just like, oh, I figured it out. Like no. And then how does he know where he lives or anything? Like stuff like that. A time jump? No, I don't think they're going to do that sort of time jump. Nothing significant like that. You're talking years. No, I don't think there's going to be like a Harry Potter-esque, epilogue. 19 years later. Whatever. That's like, yeah, I don't think we're getting that. Afternoon. Since race, do you think this could give more time, possible way to have to train and fight? He's still recovering from a pregnancy currency. They could, if they want. Certainly, Hilary Swank, yeah, recovering from pregnancy. I don't think it affects the story really, but at least in terms of that, it's probably better. So that's that. Need to wake the hell up. What do you mean by wake the hell up? Cobra Kai World. By the way, Cobra Kai World, you can find him on Instagram, and he hangs out with some of the other content creators on YouTube. Cody, what is it? Kings of Pop Culture. Kreese could hide from the police, yeah. Kreese versus Kim Da-yoon, or Kreese and Kim versus Johnny and Danielle. That's like too epic of a fight, though, I think. And I don't think Kreese and Kim would fight each other. That doesn't make sense. They're more likely to be on the same side. A week or something. Yeah, like a week, a month. Like nothing significant. Miguel needs to lose a fight. Maybe he will. Will Carmen actually have a baby? I would assume so. Do you think she's gonna have like an alien, or maybe she'll have like a dog or something? Like, I assume she's pregnant with a baby. That seemed to be confirmed at the end of season 5. Extended season 5. Robbie and Miguel have another fight? No. I mean, I think we've gotten our Robbie and Miguel fights in. You know, unless there's like some sort of training, sparring sort of stuff like that could happen. Stuff like that could happen. But that would be minor. It's not going to be a major fight. Pay what they deserve. Sure. See, like, the Writers Guild is wanting like a minimum number of writers on set, minimum like a writer through post-production, minimum number of writers in a particular writer's room. I think I personally like would prefer instead, and this isn't something necessarily you would contract, but like I would just like to see the series season lengths go back up. I'm getting kind of tired of like 8-episode seasons. They're too short. I would prefer like 10-episode seasons. But I do think like some shows kind of drag it out a little bit. Like I really liked season 3 Picard. I thought it was actually really good. But there were like moments where I felt like maybe it was dragged out a little bit too much. You know, they drag stuff out a little bit too much. Like, so I don't know what it is, but I definitely would prefer like longer seasons for most shows, like these 8 season shows or whatever. Like if it works, it works. Like I guess it worked pretty well for Last of Us, but like that was straightforward. But like I feel like it doesn't work as well for others. I just want more creativity. Sometimes I feel like they're pushing like a single narrative too hard, which is why it gets dragged out. So it's like 8 episodes and 2 of them are just kind of dragging shit out anyway. There's no Cobra Kai movie. No. there's another Karate Kid movie in production just because they want to try to milk the franchise for more money. Because if you don't have any ideas, what do? You just milk what you have for more money. So yeah, that's a shame. Terry Silver and Kreese. Except Terry Silver was arrested after Kreese got out of prison. So it's like they're not in a place to fight. We'll see. 10 to 12 episodes would be good. Yeah, I kind of agree. And I feel like then seasons and shows need to breathe a little. Sometimes they're just so focused on a single narrative, and then it just feels even dragged out, even though it is only 8 episodes. So you need to breathe a little more. Yeah, Stranger Things only 8 episodes, which will take 2 years. 2 years. I think, didn't they say release 2025? Can't believe it. I just how do you take 3 years to make 8 episodes? No, I don't think Kreese will go to jail again. Oh, Tony Sellers, are you the guy they were talking about earlier who just comes in and says kind of stuff like that? Overrated and biased to certain characters. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Tony Sellers. If they put it, 9 to 10 episodes could work if they put enough stuff. I agree. I roasted them with facts. Oh my God. I roasted them with facts. Come on, man. Don't say nonsense. What was it about? I think the plot line for Sam Melissa here in terms of her nightmare and that whole sequence, the plot line for Sam was she was maybe second guessing her commitment to karate a little bit, and maybe was taking her down a dark path or something, which is why she actually breaks up with Miguel to figure out what she wants or something. So that's sort of what the plot line is for her. The Dirk Diggler season. The Dirk Diggler season. Well said. Well said. "12 episodes this season. Cleanly, who knows? It's just sometimes you're just writing a show and you gotta write shit. If Silver is in jail at the beginning, then it has to be either Kreese or Kim involved in one of those mega fights. Kim could be. Sensei Kim could be one of them. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Johnny's going to be one of them. In one of them. But we'll see. There wasn't enough time. Yeah, that could be true. That could be true. I've always said the back half of season 4, it just they're pushing stuff in place to get to the ending they wanted. I think it could have been just thought through a little bit better. I think they went with an idea that I think might have been able to go a little bit better, but that's kind of the way it is. and fight Kreese and Silver. Well, I don't know if Mike Barnes will fight Kreese and Silver. I don't have that info, but I do think it would be great if Barnes was back. So I'm certainly on board with that in some capacity. A Sam and Tory spinoff? No. No, I do not. If Mary Mauser's cast as Lois Lane, I certainly don't. No, I don't. I don't think that's the way they're thinking at all. I think we'll get a more of a Miyagi spinoff. Is the most likely. Season 6 biggest villain. You got Sensei Kim, and you got Kreese out there, and Colonel Dugan. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what it gets. Hawk Daniel mentorship scenes. Yeah, that's something I've said a few times about season 4. That like Hawk joins Miyagi-Do and you never really actually see him in Miyagi-Do. Like you only see him in Miyagi-Do training in like the intro to episode 9, like during the montage. It's kind of like, yeah. Okay, Tony's Cellars, which is an awkward name, but don't make the chat about you. This isn't a live stream about you, okay? So that's why we don't let people hijack the stream, so to speak. You're not going to do that. Imagine Barnes teaching Miyagi-Do in Eagle Fang Karate. Yeah, I think like it's great. I love the idea of Barnes as some sort of like tournament specialist or something. Like that would be great. So I think there's ways he can come back in, which to me would be awesome. I wish there were more Barnes in season 5. We got what we got for whatever reason. So, but hopefully we can get some more. Her Korean students. Yes, I think you are right. I don't think it's in episode 1 though. Steph, I not specifically closely. I try to know, but honestly, even recently, I haven't followed them too closely. I know people who used to keep track of everyone extremely close, especially during production or something. But, as life goes on, it gets harder to do and such. So I try to keep track as much as I can. And I can't keep track of everyone. There's no timetable. It ends. The writer's strike ends when it ends. I tend to think that'll be in July. After the actors and directors reach also agreements, because there's other unions are coming up. An update strike video? Do you mean that when they were being interviewed by Deadline? Work in our favor in June? Yeah, that would be great. Another special Miyagi-Do. Yeah, we still need to see what's on that scroll. That sort of dragon move that could kill you. Why do some people say that Tory isn't doing Cobra Kai and that she will join Kreese? I think or not, a traitor line is out of context. I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to. I don't think she'll join Kreese, and I think at the moment Kreese isn't looking for her to join him. He's got his own little thing he's off to do. Yeah, people made a big deal out of this, but like, I think it was just blue. Like, it didn't really seem much different to me. Like, it wasn't even worth talking about. You know, whatever. More leadership mentor roles, especially in regards to her brother. I think we'll see most of the older students doing that. Miguel, Robbie, Sam, and maybe Tory. We'll see where Tory lands, but I think we'll see most of them doing that. Long time no see. Welcome to the stream, Keeman. We'll make the seasons chuck. Yeah. Maybe if he sees her. If Mike Barnes sees Jessica Andrews. Jessica, you mean? Yeah. Or he could just apologize to Amanda to pass it on to our cousin on his behalf. How will Kreese ground the story? I think Kreese is on the lam, so to speak. So Kreese is on the run. He's looking to get away, and I think, yeah, maybe it was a little silly, but I think it'll be like more like Kreese staying away from the police and staying hidden. Johnny and Chosen will train the kids. Yeah, but they'll all train them for the Sekai Taikai. Like, it's not like Daniel's going to stop being a sensei. San Miguel, when the show is a joke. Okay, guys. Oh, you people. Remember, I talked about the Sekai Taikai. Look at my video on this one. This one. I think like this is a good one too. But that's a good video about the Sekai Taikai. So be sure to watch that. Because I think the way most people talk about it is probably wrong. Miyagi Fang should be brown just like Chosen's uniform. Maybe. Probably won't be though. Rocky 5 style street brawl. I mean, maybe, but Rocky 5 is like the least successful Rocky movie. So, do you want to emulate the least successful one? And we've had plenty of like brawls. We had the school brawl, the house fight, even the brawl in the dojo. Do you think Johnny and Kreese will become father-son relationship? I think something in that regards is likely. So, or some sort of resolution. Let's just put it like that. Let me word it like that. I mean, definitely you're going to get a resolution to this story because that is one of the main points for Johnny's storyline and Kreese's storyline. So Robin's girlfriend Vicky is going to get killed off at the beginning. See if she's mine for yes. It's a Duffer Bro. Oh, that's the she was the no, she was the band girl, right? She was the girl who was played the redhead who was what's her name? That in that other show. And Gables and with an E or whatever. No, I don't think she's gonna get killed off. Not right away. Jealousy may be a little bit far if Sam works with Devin. It'll also depend a little bit on the nature of Sam and Tory's relationship at the moment. Not sure about your team format. What do you think? It's just a big free-for-all? Look at how they qualified, though. They qualified as a dojo. It's not just sign up, just sign up. The whole dojo has to qualify. And they look at everything, how the senseis teach, facilities, how the students perform. That's just to get in. I think it would be one from each dojo, or more specific, or maybe a man and a woman, like two. So two from each dojo. One man, one woman, something like that. Mr. Han will win this trail. Yeah, it's a good one. Kreese and Silver and Creeper are hugging out. Yeah, you would like to see that too. Everyone a victory. Everyone plays a part. It won't have butthurt fans. Yeah, round table. I think you really just hit the nail on the head there. That's really a big part of it. They'll have a name. They'll do something by the end. We really no news about any particular storylines, Red. Any particular storylines? No, I don't have anything about that. Does he deserve to be loved by Johnny or Neil? He's done from the I guess that's a matter of perspective and opinion. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. What's going to happen with Kenny and Devin? I don't know. They'll train with Johnny, I guess. Balance. Well, I don't know about balance karate. Certainly there's a possibility of another name out there. Grace Van Dien says the important characters. True, but I'm not taking anything completely for certain yet in regards to Stranger Things rumors. They didn't even go into production yet. He's more right. He's more often right than not. That is true. I do think most of the students are going to flock towards Miyagi-Do or Eagle Fang or whatever they got going there, for sure. How do you feel about Tory playing a role Ending the feud between Kenny and Anthony. It's certainly potential. She could do that. Rewrite his yeah, or some sort of private school after being expelled from public school. Yeah. But that's not fun. That's not fun. Pop-Tarts. Okay, you do you. Video game dudes still with where are they joining? Yeah, I think they'll join up. What would you like to see happen with your favorite characters to finish up their stories? That's a hard question. And not really sure that's one I can answer. I just want good, happy resolutions. Like, I'm not going to necessarily throw out there like, oh, this is what would happen, what could make me happy, or this is what would not make me happy. I don't want to because if you start doing that, you kind of start putting yourself into a box. You leave yourself open to enjoy what happens. It's one thing to say, I think this will happen, or I think that's going to really, really likely. Okay, that makes sense. You can do that. But like, if you say like, if this happens, it'll suck ass, or if that happens, this is so stupid, or the only good ending is if this happens. Like, you're just putting yourself into a box, and you're closing off like potential enjoyment of the show. Don't put yourself in a box. Go ahead and it's one thing to think about what could happen based on what the characters, where the story's going, but like, if you put yourself in like, this sort of ending will suck, or this sort of ending is the only thing that would be good, you're constricting yourself. So I'm not, what would I like to see? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I'm not going to give you an answer. Keeman, yeah, leave them in the comments to the videos, whatever your theories for your fan theories and fan characters. Just don't, yeah, if you put it in the stream, everyone's going to get confused. How do you think episode 1 season 6 should start, or could start? I think it's potential we can start right where season 5 ended. It's that same night, even. I say that partially because Ralph had mentioned they shot stuff for that wasn't used, that got cut, that could be used in season 6. So we'll see. Do you think Robbie would train Nathan Kenny against her? Well, that already happened in season 5. So, like, we already had that. So, I think Robbie may work with them both. Actually, it'd be interesting. Like Robbie training them both. I like that idea. Jesus Christ. Is this? Yeah. Sorry guys. Someone sent me a message on Instagram. Where was I? Came to a close in season 4. Yeah, Selad, you're kind of right. A lot of it, season 4 really wrapped up a lot of stuff. Especially like Hawk and Dimitri, Robbie. Miguel still had a little bit more to go. Tory had a little bit more to go, but season 4 started wrapping stuff up. I would like Tory to win whatever fight she has and is recognized as the best female fighter in the show. I'd be mad if they give Sam all the spotlight. I think they're going to want to show the people to share the spotlight. I think that will be the ultimate intention. We'll see. Breaking Bad better than The Sopranos. Closure at the end. That's true. Here's what bothers. I don't know what people were saying. Just ignore it. Just enjoy the show for what it is. Yeah, that might have been my problem. I was hyped too. It's funny because season 3 is something I got the most right on. I also got the most wrong on. I got a lot right on season 3, but I got a lot wrong too. I tried. Hawk is not that important season 6 storyline. Yeah, it feels like that could be the case. Tory does win this guy, you'd be happy with that. If they do divisions. Yeah, based on however they break it up. Robbie Miguel, the key to bring Kenny and Anthony together. I would agree with that. Kenny needs to redeem. Something like that, yeah. Robbie. Imagine there was a spinoff, Cobra Kai X. How would you react to that? To me, I think that would be a badass name. What would you think? It just looks like Cobra Kai 10 to me. I'm not sure what it means. So, like, as a name, yeah, it looks kind of cool, but, like, I would need more than that. What do you think Robbie would go? This is the first time they get it used to be stepbrothers. Yeah, they got to learn how to get along like that. I honestly, I don't know. We'll see if the show goes that route. I don't know. I don't think the baby comes till the end or something, so I don't think it'll be much. He just fakes his death a lot. Yeah. Could Terry have a little screen time like Dimitri in season 5? Yeah, that could definitely be the case. Thomasine Griffith wasn't in Atlanta. They shot episode 1. Thomasine Griffith wasn't there, right? So he was always in LA. So he was not there in the beginning. Will the big tournament be more than one episode? I think that's possible. I didn't see Willow. It didn't look very good to me. Plus, I think the movie is way overrated. Like, I don't ever remember finishing that movie. I don't think it was ever really that good. I guess maybe I watched some. Did I watch some of it? I can't even remember. Yeah, but Screen Rant talking about Dustin's fate in next season. Just ignore Screen. They just post stuff. Like, they just write stuff because they gotta get clicks, right? Like, don't take it seriously. Come on. He doesn't need a mohawk anymore. Yeah, Eli may think that, but Hawk needs a mohawk. So Hawk will have a mohawk. Come on now. We're not losing the Hawk. This live stream is brought to you by Kachava. If you're so passionate about eating healthy, Kachava. Sorry guys, I'm just going on a little tangent for myself. Yeah, that's so fake. I can't believe Drew actually thought it was real. That was so ridiculous. Since you're smart, you're here. You know that was fake. He had even had a spelling error. That was so ridiculous. It actually angers me. It was like so stupid. Hector probably knows where Miguel lives because he left his bag. Yes, right. And we know that because remember when Watch Party? Hold on. Where was it? Remember this one? Did Miguel accidentally tell his father, Hector Salazar, who he is and where he lives? While Miguel never revealed himself to Hector,
My live
he
streams are
did
just
leave
watching
a
my own
big
videos,
clue
guys.
behind. Miguel came with his backpack, and he even had to get it back from the thieves. It's clearly on the bed when he calls his
it's
mom.
there.
However, he didn't take the backpack with him to the fight arena and didn't have it when he left with Johnny. Since you remember backpacks in
This
the
is the funny
Miyagi-verse
part.
have a full name and address, now Hector knows who Miguel is and where he lives. This gives him an easy way to come back into the story. Be prepared. Did Miguel? My favorite part of that is backpacks in the Miyagi-verse have a full name and address. If you read the comments, it's full of people like going, that doesn't mean every backpack has a name of address. I wish I could see that. But like there's so many comments from people like it doesn't necessarily mean Miguel's backpack had a name and address. This guy's cool. It's actually worth noting later in the show, Miguel has that backpack again, even though he left it in episode 7. He has that backpack on him. But 7, right? Or is it 8? Oh wait, no. Hold on. It's episode 8. Because it's when they're talking about the Sekai Tekai, like before they train. Will Sean be? I think there's a good question. Sean will be in season 6, at least in some. Maybe not a bit much, but like, yeah, Sam and Tory coming to terms, basically. Yeah, I think that could really square out season 6. Never listened to the screenwriter. Yeah, never listened to the screenwriter. But do you think Chose's injury would be a part of season 6? Nothing particularly. He may be still healing, like in episode 1 or something. So episode 1, he's still like healing, but I think he gets over it. So I think that's that. Knock on Miguel's door, yeah. go back to the next day. All right, let's see. We've gone an hour and 10 minutes. So guys, like I said, make sure you're subscribed. I will have a new video out hopefully tomorrow. I will let you know what's going on in season 6 or 7. How many episodes in season 6? I will give you the answer. I have the answer. I haven't made the video yet. I've gone this whole stream and I haven't told you, but I know the answer. I figured it out late last night. So I will give you the answer. We will have it definitively probably tomorrow. So I will post that hopefully tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know when tomorrow. Hopefully early. We'll see. I don't know how long I want to make the video. But Saint bought him a new one, yeah. They only filmed the first episode. That is something Billy said. They were ready to go in production on the second episode. When they got the call, they were going to shut down instead. So we know they filmed one episode. So let's go ahead and end it right here. Have a great day. Make sure you're subscribed. We will get